this way. So I can see that it's going a little bit outside the target line. All right. Now, if someone else has a different mistake, let's say that's the target line right there. Set it right on top of that. So I can see the direction of where I'm going. Now, the first thing I do when I grab hold of the club is I'm gauging to make sure he's loose enough for me to be able to move him. I mean, if he's locked in and tight, I can't move the club. So if he's too tight, I'll just kind of say, okay, just relax a little bit and loosen your arms up. And so here I can see if it's going straight back, if it's going out, or if I've got it going just a little bit inside. All right? And then I'll take it only to about a quarter of the way back, right here. And then I'll switch hands. I'll put my right hand on his left shoulder, my left hand is right here. And now I can take him up to the top of the backswing. And I can either turn him or keep his head here, or I can relax his left arm if I need to. I've got this hand free to fix the back of the left hand, or I've got this hand free to pull the shoulder back if he doesn't turn both shoulders completely back. Set it back down for a second. I take it to a quarter of the way back, because if I took it halfway back all the way to here and then went to rotate him, I'd put him exactly where he is in his golf swing, too far behind, too deep. Okay? Set it back down. If I take him a quarter of the way back and switch, then as I go to start rotating, the club is rotating through the point that everyone talks about, halfway back, on its way up over to the right shoulder. All right, does everyone understand what I talked about right there? Set it back down for just a second. This look right here, halfway back, is basically a checkpoint for teachers. Okay, it's just a point to try and match something up with. You've got all different, you're matching it with your feet. You got the club parallel with the target line. You got toe up, toe down, cocked up, not cocked. There's all sorts of, you can set it down for a second. There's all sorts of different, whatever. But if you take the club to that point and then go to rotate them, you're going to stick them too far behind. Okay, does everyone understand what I mean by that? So that's why I stop halfway. A way to look at it too is, this is kind of a checkpoint that you can use as well, is if I took the club back correctly, it would pass through that point right there. So maybe someone that has the club going too far inside, this is kind of a good checkpoint for it, okay? And then you keep taking it, up to the top of the backswing. Now, set it down for a second. So that's kind of what I would do, taking the club back. And I get certain feelings. I can feel that someone wants to go flatter. I can feel that they're cupping their hand, or I can feel that they're going too upright, or that they want to keep the face shut with the right hand. And all those feelings help me as an instructor to fix their mistake and to gauge how serious their mistake is. Okay? Now, make a swing where you don't really turn, you just put the club straight across your chest in the backswing. Okay, so you get someone that's like this, that's very narrow. You see this a lot. So how I'll fix that is I'll push his right shoulder back and pull his hands out to get the proper spacing right here. Oftentimes, go ahead and set it back down. I'll take the club, you can see right there. Oftentimes, when people turn their shoulders, they'll only turn their left shoulder. So it only gets to about right here, they stop and their arms keep going, okay? So what I'll do there is let them feel both of their shoulders turning, but keeping the space with their arms right there. And what you'll see is, as I do that and turn them, you'll see their arms go, they don't know any better. So now they're even deeper because I got them both, I got his shoulders turned. So now you have to put them where they're supposed to be. Okay, so that's a way to work a little bit on the, on the pivot. Now, downswing wise, to the top. So once I get someone to the top and I'm positioned right here, as I start bringing them down, I've got to start working back off to their left hip because I got to get out of the way of the club. If I stay right here and start bringing them down, I'm going to run out of room, and then all of a sudden I'm going to pull them too far over to the left, over here. So go up to the top again. So when I get them to the top, and I start him down, regardless of what I'm going to do here, I've got to start walking out of the way until I get to impact. When I get to impact, I'm kind of off his hip right here. And then I'll have him stop and I can switch. I can either hold this shoulder if I want and take him up and around, you know, bringing him through, or I can hold this shoulder back if he's leaning into me, or if he's too strong or pulling too far down to the left, I'll get both hands on and take it up if I can't pull it up there, or I can help him turn through a little bit here, or push him a little bit with this foot. Okay, and I can also, when I'm over here, direct him different directions. If I want him to have a little fade feel, and get out of the way and pull him this way. If I want him to feel more draw, I can direct it more up and around that way. But I'm out of the way. I gotta be out of the way. So when I take him up to the top and start him down, my right hand is free. Go and take one up to the top again. My right hand is free to either clear his hips, move him forward, keep his shoulder back, keep his head back. I can get over here and push his hips forward and bring him down and get him to that point. So it's just a variety depending on what I'm trying to isolate there in the golf swing. Any questions on that so far? All right, let's turn this way like you're going to hit that way. Stephanie, come on over on this side and you can get a good view. So I've done this with a couple of you, but it's how to square the club up.